Good evening, hello. Welcome to, or indeed welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. And if you have done, I can only assume that you're really bored, so aim to fill your minds with the next 10 minutes of drivel, so enjoy this. So where do you join me? So it's Monday evening, and this lunchtime I ran 5.5 miles, pretty standard for a Monday lunchtime. Nice hilly route. It was hard, my legs were quite heavy from a big ride yesterday, but it wasn't too bad. So Monday night, I'm now swimming. Yes, you heard it right. I'm not at the gymnastics academy, I'm just going to go to the swimming pool. I swim with the lads that I swam with last week, so it's some sort of effort session. I'll fill you in on what it is after that. But where we are now is I've got 4 weeks of training left before Outlaw, so it's a full Ironman distance triathlon. So in these 4 weeks, I'm not going to try and set any records, I'm not going to try and have any massive weeks in one particular area. I'm just going to try and have 4 consistent weeks in each discipline. So 2 swims a week, 4 or 5 rides a week, and hopefully 3 or 4 runs a week. So that is the plan, so watch this space. Awesome swim that. So the guy that takes it is actually like a triathlon swim coach, so we did a lot of sighting work, a lot of like 3 swimming in a lane, hard for 25 metres. The main set was like a 250 metre block, the first 50 hard, the next 6 lengths are 150 at a tempo, sort of race pace, and 2 lengths recovery, 20-30 seconds recovery, then repeat. I think we did it 5 times, so it was a real good workout. Good morning, Tuesday morning. Nice steady trot out this morning. It's crack of dawn, well, crack of dawn for me anyway, about 6:30. It took some getting up this morning. Swimming last night seems to really taking it out of me. So 4 miles, 32 minutes, so 8-minute miling, just nice and steady. Jog out. I couldn't really have done much more, if I'm honest. I felt feeling quite tired. So for 4 miles, I probably got 0.2 of a mile walk home. Morning. Just a nice little leg stretch out, just trying to make sure that I don't get any tightness or any little niggles. Good evening. So it's Tuesday evening. Whilst I'm just delaying training for as long as possible, I thought I'd just show you how I made it home on the bike ride on Sunday. So as I mentioned, my rim tape, there's a hole in it, so my inner tube, well, I'll show you. Look here, that isn't a gel wrapper that I used to line my wheel, because if you look there's a hole in the rim tape and the spoke nipple pokes through there, and the inner tube basically expands into it and then pops, and that's what happened. So I gel wrap a line in it, and then I didn't put too much pressure in the inner tube. Got me home about 15 miles, but now I need to swap the rim tape for some new rim tape and put it back together. Good evening. As you can see, I'm in my favourite place on the bike, but not favourite position. So I'm currently 2 minutes into what's probably going to be, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes. Just really easy spinning. I'm just trying to hold the TT position. I'm fiddling around with how far forward to put my arms. So I put my elbows on the elbow rest, or armrest pads, whatever they are. My hands are a bit higher up, but then it hurts me up here. So I come back down a bit. Sort of feels a bit more comfy, but I just can't quite get it right. I need some angled shims for these pads, I think. But yeah, rate or slate the position. What do you reckon there? Should I come back? Obviously I can pull these bars in and out. Should I come back a bit and bring them back here? Try to go further forward. I mean, it's hard to replicate the exact position you hold on the road, because so you don't have to look where you're going on the turbo. But I feel like I should be there, so I can lean directly down, sort of rest my arms on the bars, and sort of good balance between aero and comfort. But if I told you where my arm was pushing, it's pushing like there on the pad, and it's not touching like all the way up there, so I'm not really getting any support from it. There's a lot of things in my life I'm not proud of, and that decision I've just made is one of them. I did 5 minutes on the TT bike. My groin is quite sore from Sunday. No chamois cream, 5 hours in the saddle. I'll let you work that out. Elbow pads, crap, hurt my elbows. On the watt bike, I get in the TT position, I feel so comfy. I just need to replicate this on that, because if I'm not comfy on that, I'm absolutely pissing in the wind. It's all well and good having, well, my FTP is this and my half Ironman power is this. If you can't hold a decent aero position for the entirety of the race, or the vast majority, it's useless. I'm set like this, I could be putting out 400 watts and still be, you know, not making great inroads on the time I want to do. So I'm going to get onto aero coach later, get the angled shims on the way, get some better actual pads on the armrest, because these things are like little tiny bits of foam. You can feel the screws through them, they're horrible. Tomorrow's looking like it's going to be a run, and then I'm doing a time trial tomorrow night, weather permitting. It's a road bike time trial, so see how that goes. Just going to use it as a power test, ready? Latest. So, time trialing tomorrow night. I thought I'd talk you through my setup. This is the most boring time trial setup ever, because firstly it's on road bikes, so here's my road bike. Secondly, you're not allowed anything aero, so the club that's located near my house, they're a member of the National Clarion Cycling Club. Great bunch of guys, some great riders, but I just think it's a bit old-fashioned. Like, a road bike time trial's a bit old school in my opinion. Like, you can't wear anything aero, so no skin suits, no overshoes, no deep wheels, nothing over 35mm, or what was it, 35mm classified as deep. Either way, you can't use anything fast, so all the good kit, you have to leave at home. You can't even use a computer. Oh, what the hell? Strava. I'm going to put mine in my pocket anyway, so I'm going to comply with the rules, but I'm still getting on Strava. So this is it. The bike is cleaned. I'm going to take that off. That is it. Ready to go. So let's see what we can do. The course is 11.2 miles, and there's a couple of little rises on it, so I'm just going to use it as a power test more than anything, but see how it goes. Good evening. So it's Wednesday evening. I didn't really have time to pick the camera up earlier, but I've done the club time trial. So it's 11.2 miles on a road bike, and you're not allowed anything aerodynamic. So it was just standard kit and a road bike. I got told off several times, doing a U-turn in front of the timekeepers, had my back wheel in the road, loads of little things that cycling clubs try and promote, and I'm really not on top of, but you know, whatever. And then I had a great ride, to be honest. I weren't allowed to use Garmin's either or anything, so I put a bit of paper and taped over it, so I couldn't see the data, so I just rode on feel. And to be honest, the numbers were pretty much as I expected. Good, to be honest. I normalised 361 watts, gave me a time of 27 minutes, I think, for the segment. It was fastest on the night, so really happy with that. And then afterwards, we had a talk from Tom Simpson's nephew, and he brought one of his old race bikes and talked us through his cycling career and gave us a really good overview of what it was like to be a pro during the time that he was alive, so it was good. I didn't run at lunchtime today, didn't have time, but tomorrow I'm hoping to catch up and get swimming in the morning, so see you later. Good afternoon, Thursday lunchtime. So this morning in the AM, I went for a swim, actual swim session. So, wow. Must be getting desperate, must be getting panic training from getting up early in the morning. So I did just over 2k in total. I did a pyramid session, so I did a warm-up, and then I did 100, 200, 300, 400, 300, 200, 100 efforts off a 30 seconds recovery, so it was a good recovery really. My breathing was pretty much back down to normal. I actually swam a 100 PB on the first 100, and then the last 100 I was only half a second off it, so I was really happy with the session, to be honest. My 100 PB was 135, so I'm buzzing with that. I think sort of 6 or 8 weeks ago I did a 100 metre time trial, and I think it was like 141 or something like that, so 6 seconds over 100 metres. I'm really so happy with that. Just going to show a bit of training really does pay off. So obviously I've been for a run now, so 5 miles at lunchtime, just relatively easy, about 7.5 minute miling. If you follow this channel for a while, you know that I don't know, I don't butter it up. I felt pants, didn't feel very good at all. Still trudged it out, but I just didn't enjoy it. Felt hot, felt lethargic. I think perhaps the swimming took a bit out of me, as well as the time trial last night, but hey ho, first world problems. So I'm hoping to get out on the bike tonight, so I will see how I feel this afternoon and then make a decision on that later. I don't know if I get my helmet straight. Look at that, Wally. I thought I'd just stop and not sit in my car and talk about riding a bike. I thought I'd actually talk about riding my bike outside. Just done a look for a chain gang. Say I felt pants at lunchtime. I felt great tonight, and that's the first time I've ever made it round with the group, so absolutely buzzing. I mean, there's only sort of 6 or 7 of us out, and I think it was a bit easier than it normally is, but I'm going to take that. Absolutely buzzing. I flicked on my power after about 1 hour and 10. My normalised power was like 330 watts or something, so it was definitely a hard workout. I've probably got 4 or 5 miles left to go now before I get back to the car, but absolutely ecstatic with that. It's good to be out in the good weather. It's good to be out on bikes with some lads. It's wicked. Good evening, Friday evening. Look what I've got. You may recognise this location. Last time I was here, I was sat on the chairs behind me in a bit of a pickle. The finish line was here. The event is the Outlaw Half and the Outlaw Falling Factors here, but I was here a few weeks ago for the Outlaw Half. I'm now back at Home Pierpoint in Nottingham for a running race. Yep, no swimming or cycling involved, just running. So it's 10 miles actually, so it's quite a long one. I'm going to give it a good hit out. I had a good training day yesterday, but I've rested all day and I feel okay if I'm honest, but you never really know until you get going. So it's quite warm, so nice flat fast course, so we'll give it a good nudge. So post-race, if I can call it that, I didn't finish. That was the first race I think I've ever not finished. I don't take it lightly, it's not something I intend to do ever. I'm not injured, I've not fallen over, don't worry. I'm going to talk about the reasons as to why in a separate video, because I think it's time. I think I need to justify exactly what's happened. I've been going off in my running over the last few months, couple of years and so on. But yeah, didn't finish, got nearly 3 miles in. I was on a cracking pace, didn't go off too hard. I settled into a pace. I think I'd averaged 6:15 minute mile in, so I was well on for my sub 63 target, and I had to pull up. But as I say, I'll talk about that in another video which I'll drop shortly. So where are we at now? Friday night, tomorrow's Saturday. Liz and I are riding with the club to Skegness. We're going to have chips on the seafront. We're going to get the coach back and we're going to have a great day, and I'm just going to relax, enjoy it, and have a think about what I'm going to do, my training, my racing, etc. because I can't go on as I have done tonight. But as I say, I'll talk about it more in another video. Latest. So we're just getting ready for this long ride tomorrow to Skegness, and I'm giving Liz some carb mix to have a first ever carb mix in a bottle, because she normally just has squash, and given we're cycling a lot of miles, which should probably give us some nutrition. Let's just show us how you're shaking a bottle up. Why are you doing that?
That's a great way to do it.
No, it's not. You just shake it. It's a family channel. Good morning. Saturday morning. Still licking my wounds a little bit from last night. Being a bit mardy, aren't I, Liz?
Yeah.
Just a bit grumpy. So we are, we're 33 miles in. Yeah, so we're just over a third of the way to Skegness. So lovely weather. The wind's all right, isn't it? It's a slight headwind, but not too bad. Not bad sat on my wheel, is it, eh? And yeah, looking forward to a nice little, potentially a cafe stop on the way, and then chips on the seafront. Cafe stop done and dusted. Liz, how are the legs?
Back up now.
Liz had a bit of cafe leg syndrome, didn't you? So yeah, back in a group now, so into the headwind that I've had all the way here. We're now tucking in behind people, aren't we? Excellent. Liz, we've made it. We're in Skeg Vegas. How jealous is Tri-Si going to be? He loves it here, doesn't he? Whenever we want to go anywhere, yeah, whenever we want to go anywhere, he's always like, can we go to Skeg? Oh, no, Simon, come on, grow up. You're like 60 years old now, you should be past all this. So here we are. I mean, this feels like, on the Hawk route, when we rolled into Nice, exactly the same. Incredible. Made it then, Liz. How far you been?
86.3 miles.
Well done, how do you feel?
Like I need a drink.
Yeah, well, let's get one. There's some chips there. Awesome ride, really good. Now we're going to sit around for an hour or so in the sun, have a drink or two, and wait for the coach to take us back. So we've had something to eat and drink, and now we'll just get on the coach to get home. This is nice, isn't it, Liz?
Oh, lovely.
Look into this. Been a look through travel. Very nice. Good morning, Sunday morning. I think I've still got blog on. I just deleted all the training I was supposed to do today. I can't remember what I had planned. What I've decided to do is stop messing around. I'm going to get out on the outlaw course. So if I think back to why did I go so well on the bike at outlaw half, I'd like to think some of it was because of the legs. But also, I knew the course quite well, so knowing what corners I can hold what speed on really helped carry speed. So that's what I'm doing today. Just getting out for a ride, nothing specific, just a nice little recce. The route, if anybody knows the outlaw half or full course, the full course is a bit different, obviously longer. You start off in Home Pierpoint, and the half is that you go up, come out, you do a north loop and a south loop and back into Home Pierpoint. The full is you come out and you do a south loop, the same one as on the half, then you come up and do a bigger north loop, then back down to the south loop again, and then back to Home Pierpoint. So I'm on the south loop now. So I know this loop pretty well, but I thought I'd just give you an example of what I mean. So these corners here, so you come out this way and you come back this way. I know that I can sit at about 25, 26 mile an hour and just about get round there. And the same for the next one as well. But if I didn't know that corner, I'd be on the brakes, I'd be sat up because I thought, oh, I'm not quite sure about that. And you just say that a bit more speed. So it's well worthwhile. If you're doing an event, get out and recce the course. Anyway, let's probably do some cycling. Laters. So, ride done and dusted. I'm glad I recceed that. I only did the southern loop, and it's so different to the 1.5. I thought it was the same, but it's actually not. It's a lot further. I should have known that really. But so yeah, good little recce. 55 miles or so. Average like 21 miles an hour, so I was pressing on quite a lot. I wasn't really looking at the data. I had the map up, but I was working hard. I think sometimes when you don't have the data up, you work too hard. So whatever. So just looking back on this week, quick couple of snapshots. On 15.5 hours of training. Now some of that is obviously the long ride yesterday, but a training stress score of 829 for the week. So fairly happy with that. To be honest, looking at that, I'm a bit happier now I've looked at that. In my head I'd done less than that. So 3 weeks to go. So as I say, I'm going to drop a video either probably Tuesday or Wednesday, just talking about my running and a bit more of an explanation about Friday night's race. But thank you very much for watching this video. I've now got 3 weeks of full-on training left before I have to sort of taper down for the Attack Tour and for Outlaw Ironman. So thank you very much for following my journey so far, and I look forward to taking you on for the next few weeks. If you haven't already subscribed, please click the button down below, and I'll see you in the next one. And as always, my Strava and Instagram are down below, so they're there. Bye.